folks. Okay, don't you see that? It's quite bright in the skyline. And zoom in. There you go. Hi family. Now I'm going to ask Alexa the time and the date. Alexa, what date is it?
Today is Friday, September 22nd.
And Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 1:30 a.m.
Okay, so you've got that, folks. Hi family, so you can see a craft there, a consciousness circle. I should say it's not a craft. And there's another consciousness circle that's smaller to the left hand side of it. Can't see it with the naked eye now. Glasses on. Okay. Well, as I said yesterday, I'm going to ask an ex-boyfriend that I passed if he would fly, or my family would allow him to fly a craft. And we told you that we don't die, we reincarnate. Some of us reincarnate, some of us don't. But our bodies die, but we don't. Our souls never die, even if we connect with the negative parasitic entities. They know this, so that's why they connect with us. That's why they're on our energetic field. Okay, is that correct, family? That's why they feed off humans. So while we're waiting for the craft, I'll be pissed if he doesn't show up. Okay, that's me moving, sorry face, trying to get as comfy as possible. I'm going to explain, try to do it as extinct, and as clearly as possible. When I talk about the creature beasts with the entity attachments, I talk about the energies and that we are energetic beings, and I'm trying to be as clear and as concise as possible. Okay, we are energetic beings. Every human, every animal, every plant initially was made up. There is a light. If I say craft, I'm going to point to it. It should be very clear. Okay, every living organism starts out as an energetic concept, an energetic being. Okay, every animal, every plant, humans, we're all energetic beings. From first civilization, we were able to not just be in a physical sense. So when the creators placed us on earth, okay, we could not just materialize in a physical sense, but we were energetic beings. So we could transform our energy, our higher self, if you'd like, somewhere else. Connect to our creator, connect to our loved ones that were away from us. Just connect energetically, and our physical form would stay where we were physically on earth. Is that correct, family? And when I say that we were psychic, that's the simplest term I can use. We are beyond psychic abilities. We're beyond knowing, because we are connected to the Creator. The Creator knows everything. There's nothing held back from us, because we're mere, in inverted commas, humans. As the Creator is aware of what's happening, so are we. And it's only, is that correct, family? Okay, and it's only our soul's maturity and a soul's knowledge and our soul's growth that we expand on that knowledge, on that information that we know. There's no age barrier, it's your soul's awareness and your soul's intelligence and growth in deciphering the information that's given to us, that's passed down, that's just around us naturally from the Creator, from the universe, from Source. Is that correct, family? So from the very first civilization, that's how we are meant to be. So when I say psychic doesn't even cover it. We are meant to know things, and just because they're higher beings, we are still meant to, we are given the same information as higher beings, as the elders, as our ancestors, and our soul will interpret it at the level that we're currently at. And then as our soul progresses, as our soul is meant to progress, either in this lifetime or the next lifetime, or when we pass and we return to our clan, that's when it's like additional information, so that our understanding will increase. Is that correct? Okay, we are all energetic beings, and that includes the parasitic entities. When I talk about dimensions, and there's beings around us, as we live, as we go around our daily lives as human beings, there are other dimensions and other beings that are in the energetic field that are going on and living their existence in that field, in that dimension. There are so many entities, so many energetic beings around us, and that our abilities have been intentionally called by the negative parasites, so we don't see them, we don't see what is on so-called inverted commas humans. That's been intentionally put in place by various means, so by just our abilities as human beings, that's been called, by the moon, the capture of the moon, and by the energetic frequency on the earth has been made so heavy that we do not connect with our true self. Okay, and that has been done for ions. I have no comprehension of the time frame, but like I say, we are led to believe that we are the pinnacle of humanity. We're not. We've been dumbed down to such an extent. If you're in my age group, you will see it. You will see it in your lifetime. I'm 54, 53. I'm 53. I forget. Okay, and I see it in my lifetime, and the people that they promote to be celebrities and YouTube, that have YouTube channels that are fucking the dumbing down of our politicians, of our politics, and the sort of like the very basic ego-led behaviour of people we are supposed to admire. Okay, that's been done intentionally, and that's just in this lifetime. And this is nothing. 50 years is nothing. 100 years is nothing. Is that correct, family? Okay, so just in this lifetime, I've noticed it. Okay, we are all energetic beings. When I see overlays on people, inverted commas, people, their energy has been taken over, their soul, their essence has been taken over by whatever parasitic entity that is matching their own energetic field. So when I say insectoids, when I say greys, when I say demons, And that is what's being promoted now. This is what's happening now. Is that correct, family? Like I say, they can't do that. I've had so many psychic attacks that it doesn't even touch me. It doesn't even. They can't. And these psychic attacks, these psychic influences, have been done by humans that are part of their portal, that are part of the dynamic, can't say it, parasitic entities that look perfectly respectable. White, middle class, old people that you wouldn't think would be into cultivating negative parasitic entity to control humanity. And I say white, most of them have been white, but in the previous civilization, especially in the first civilization, when they tried to take over the planet, take over humanity, they were black, because that's the main characteristics of the world. The first civilization were black, brown, olive colour. I've said this previously, they weren't blonde hair, blue-eyed. So the parasitic entities in the first civilization sort of seeded these beings, these humans that had entity attachments on Earth, in order to try to fool humans. Is that correct, family? And because the first civilization, instantly we knew the humans that were there, instantly saw the demons, that because there were no demons, there were no entities, there were no parasitic beings on Earth at that time. We instantly saw. So because they're on Earth, they couldn't escape, they were here, they just fed off each other. You will be instantly repulsed by these beings. You won't want to sort of like sit down and have a meeting and try to resolve any issues they may have. You won't try to break bread with them. You know that their purpose on Earth is to destroy humanity, is to create as much pain and as much hardship and as much anxiety on Earth as possible. And this has been going on before humans were in the form that we are in now, before the first civilization, and that's all. And they had to come through a portal. They're not part of the cosmos. They're not part of the solar system. This energetic that's coming into Earth, these parasitic beings, they are not part of humanity. They're not part of the solar system. Is that correct, family? Okay. So now in this civilization, they've sort of like create rituals, and one to take the piss out of humanity, and one to bring these entities through portals in, okay, into Earth, onto Earth. Okay, so what's happening now with the energies are shifting, energies are changing. We are becoming more human beings, no matter what. Still can't say craft. Getting a bit fucking annoyed. There might be a craft there actually. There's something actually in the skyline. Okay, I don't know if it'll show up on film, but I'll carry on talking for now. Okay, I'll just move this along. So because the energies are coming in, and this is why the Earth and various countries are going through shit now, because humans are waking up. We will see what our presidents are, with the entities on our presidents. We will see the entities on our family members, on our loved ones. And they're coming in now because the time is changing. There's going to be a time now, very soon, where they can't feed off humans. And they feed off humans that match their energy. Okay, so they can't directly, there's something about humans, I've said this previously, that they can't directly, and these demons, these are the parasites, these are the insectoids, the greys, the tall whites, whatever, and there's thousands of them. There's thousands of different entities walking around this. Like I say, there's different dimensions and there's different purposes, and there's different, some of them have got no they're just living their existence in their energetic field, got no desire to interact with humanity at all. They're just doing their existence. There's some part that hate humanity, and the war that's been going on between them and humanity and our creators has been going on for eons. We are caught, human beings, Earth is caught in the crossfire. I'm sure that's a craft. I want it to be brighter. Okay, there's energies. Sorry about that, folks. Is that correct, family? Okay, there's war, and the war has been won. Our creators have won the war now. That's why I keep saying about the moon, and I can sort of like request the moon to expand, contract, it can change colours. That's why there's crafts around Earth now, and they knew this time was coming. They, the parasitic entities, our world leaders, they knew this time was coming. So try to lower the frequency of Earth, to lower the frequency of man, create as much conflict, as much anxiety, as much fear as possible. This is what COVID was about. This is what the so-called cost of living crisis. And they know that they have got entities. I'm sure it's a craft. Okay. They know that they've lost. They know, and they, like the creature beast, like go back to my post, they know they've got entity attachments, and the creature beast are the dregs of society, the pisshead, the racists, the sex offenders. How our world leaders worldwide know this is happening. This is not a secret. This has been happening for I don't know how long, but for the general sort of like the MPs, local MPs or world leaders, pop stars and media types, the last 20, 30 years know this is happening, because they would have seen the entities on their colleagues, they would have seen the entities on their political figures. Remember I told you about that another unelected British MP that had to leave, and I knew she had to leave because I can see the entity on her, and I knew that she just couldn't handle it. And when I say I see the entities on her, it's like an overlay of a being, of the energetic overlay of a being taking over her energetic field. Is that correct, family? Okay, that's what I said. That's why Johnson's not in power, not because he's a liar, because they put the worst people in the public eye, and it's like a piss take on society. You don't know how much these entities, these creatures, hate humanity. They hate the creator. They hate anything linked with the creator. anything linked with the Creator. And because the people that are linked to these creatures, that have sold their energy, they might do it because of fame, they may do it because they are racist, they may do it because they think they are superior to others due to the caste system, due to the class system, due to gender, due to whatever. They will target people that have just got in their aura, just the general being of who they are, the hate-filled entities. They're not connecting to the Creator. They have no connection to the Creator, so it's easy to target them and say, yes, you're wonderful, you're amazing, there's a craft, you won't see it, the trees that it's blinking out. Okay. And I'm sure there's a craft. And I'll keep going on about it, but I'm furious. If they don't show themselves or himself, I'll be furious. Anyway, go back to this. So when I say, who are these people? Who am I talking to? And I keep saying this, I'm talking to the Creator of mankind, the Creator of all species, indigenous species on Earth. I'm talking to the creators of the universe. You may call it God, you may call it whatever deity if you are religious. Okay, and when I say we are meant to be spiritual beings, we are meant to see a lot more and be a lot more advanced in our psychic ability, if you like, and our spiritual awareness, in our connection to these beings that created us, as in the first civilization. Okay, they tell me information. Okay, most of it I fucking forget it, but they tell me information, and just like sort of like sometimes I ask questions and they give me an answer. Okay, and sometimes they tell me information and it's this information I haven't. What can I do with it? But they tell you information anyway, and will pop in and they say, well, 5 years down the line, I think, oh yeah, I've got it now. I've got it. The reason why, the way it smite the creature beast, the reason why, right at the very beginning of my targeting, I kept saying to him, you smite the beast then. Literally every time. You think that I was fucking cross-legged meditating. I did go through a phase of being vegan. That quickly passed. But not on sort of like, if you look at the spiritual community, the awake community and the UFO community, they're trying to divide the subjects. It's all the same thing. Okay, it's all the same thing. I am talking about all the same thing. So the positive entities, positive ETs as we would call them, or whatever you would call them, either parasitic entities, demons, or either entities that are connected to the Creator. Is that correct, family? And they have to work through the beings, humans, that have no connection to the Creator to get to us. They can't. There's something about us humans that have a heart connection that stops them getting to us. I'm going to show you the fuckery of the creature beast. That's one for now. See a car lights. Anyway. And when I say creature beasts, I keep saying this. I've lost them for a moment. These are not MI5. These are not intelligent secret organisations. These are the local racists. These are the local pissheads. These are the local sex offenders. Okay, they're not. Our world leaders, like I say, know this. Our politicians, your local MP will know this. If delivery people can know that they've got entity attachments, and they will also say to themselves, well, you know, this MP, our Prime Minister's got an entity attachment. And when you've read reports about certain pop stars that have sort of like, apparently they sort of like have had the reptilian this overlay all of a sudden, and people have been scared. I don't know if that's true, but what I've seen, yes, there is an overlay. There is an energetic overlay, and it's the energetic field of whoever that they've taken over. And like I said previously, normally these entities are living beings somewhere else. Like our creator is a living being. Creators are living beings somewhere else. We never die. And the physical form is somewhere else. And they've just latched onto their entities, like I've said previously. Everybody, literally everybody that's got an entity attachment has got a dark field around them. Their energetic field, their aura is black. They're not connected to the energy of Earth. And that's I'm trying to think, hope that's clear. I can't put it any other way. They're not connected. Like, you look at somebody, and if it's sunny, you can see the sun through them, and the sun's near them. With these creature beast, with people that have got an entity attachment, first thing I notice, the black, the aura, the energy around them, the air around them, if you like, is black. And then I notice whatever entity, and then I notice the human being, and it sounds weird. Is that correct, family? And it sounds weird because you think you notice the human first because it's a physical, solid matter, but you don't. You will notice the energetic field first. That's what I noticed, that it's that energetic field. Yes, there's a flying bloody crap about fucking time. Sorry for swearing. Hi family. Hi ex-boyfriend. It's gone quite high in the skyline. Hopefully he'll appear again. Okay, and I sort of want to give you sort of like the ex-boyfriend, my granddad. Thank you. Oh, I forgot where I was. Okay, so you'll notice there, I'm going to go back. So I've lost the original conscious circle. Here we go. Oh, thank you. Okay, go with the consciousness circle there. And that's what I notice. Okay, and there's so many that's been promoted in the media. I don't know if you're able to see that. It's coming quite bright as well. Sorry for swearing if it's irritated your family. Yes, it has irritated them. And you know something as well, once you connect with your energetic, with your family, with your clan, and they know everything about you, they know you more than you know you, okay? Let me zoom out so you can see it clearly. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you're. I don't know. I don't know how other humans think and feel. I only can go with myself. I know that there's no. I'm not a child molester. Okay, I'm not a racist. I'm not a hate-filled person. Generally, if you meet me, my energy is really quite calm. Like I'm swearing like a bastard, like a bitch possessed, and my energy will still be quite calm and quite calm. Yeah. Okay. People are drawn to me. I don't have to think because I'm non-threatening, and I look like the village idiot. Look soft, look younger than my years, and some people are racist as fuck, so they're going to think, you know, if I don't come across as an aggressive black woman, moving my head around and got all my hands around, and you know what I mean. I don't know, but there's a lot of people misconceptions of me, and when I've gone to, this is not, okay, I'm going to go back so you can see quite clearly. Oh, thank you, Wayne. This is really quite bright, so I'm not picking up. So it might be just because I'm swearing, it might be because that's to prove the point that they have flown past. Hopefully he'll do it again. So let me just try to get the original consciousness circle. No. And there's something, I've clicked something on my phone. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I don't know what I did, folks. Anyway, do you know when there's like a square on your film, on your camera, and there's like lights, and it changed to yellow? I don't know what happened. Anyway, that was zooming. So what I was saying, once you connect with your clan, with your family, and they know everything about you, they know your soul, they're connected with your soul, they know this life on earth, we're playing a role, whatever role it is, we are playing it how to be an adult, how we are playing how to be whoever you are. Okay, and that's influenced by your upbringing, and you might think you might have a brilliant upbringing, but is that connected to your culture and your family and your religious philosophy, or is it connected to your soul? How much of you is you? Okay, your family knows you, and they love you no matter what. Like I say, there's, especially with the targeting, with the creature beast, I know that there's some evil fuckers out there, some proper evil fuckers. There's nothing that I could ever do, except if I was to start raping children. Yeah, that's about it. If I start raping children, if my energy was to become hate the creature beast, but if I was to sort of to be hate filled in my heart, in my energetic field, and who I am, that would change, and my family would go. You have a choice how you behave, okay, and your response is the thing. But I'm not a hate-filled person. I don't wish ill of anybody except for anybody involved in the targeting program and involved in my targeting, not just in mine, but yeah, these creatures we used to hate with a passion. Hate with a fucking passion. Like I said, if I could spite them, get my family. Like I say, for 2 years, one of the first questions I asked of my family was like, "You're going to smite the creature beast then?" Ha 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 ha. I say sort of joking sometimes, but it's like, going to smite the creature beast. It took 2 years been constantly asking, and they was like going, no, we don't do that, wait, there's more to, there's worse things you could do to someone than to end their life, to unlive them. There's worse things. People don't die, we don't die, they won't die. There's worse things than death, okay? And it was only sort of 2 years down the line, and my family says, yeah. So everybody involved in my targeting, no matter how, and they think what they're doing, it's nothing, because they will use somebody else as well. That person did this, so I've only done this. I've only just fucked up a grocer's. I've only just called her a nigger 4 times. I've only just said I'd rape her once. You know, they will make excuses. Oh, it's not me. You know, the police said I can do this, and I had a horrible childhood. There's nothing. There's no excuse for your behaviour. There's no excuse, and people that are human will know that. Yes, we may fuck up, we might react to something because of our upbringing, because just the way we are, but you come to a certain age and people know what's right and wrong. Children know what is right and wrong because we're connected to the Creator, they are connected to the Creator. So saying, oh, my boss made me do this, or my husband said this will be fine, it's a little bit extra money, we're skint at the moment, and says all we had to do was say this, all we had to do was do this. Okay, my family dislike, they don't use the word hate, but they dislike the creature beast. Everybody involved in my targeting, everybody involved, that every sex offender, okay, everybody that exists in this world, that's ever existed, that will exist, that do harm to humanity, that do harm to the earth, that do harm to other species on earth just for fun and just to cause them pain so they can get pleasure out of that pain. My family dislike them as much as I do, as much as normal humans do. Is that correct, family? Okay, we've been told in this civilization by the parasites that they've put religion in place, and that we should forgive people, and that people, you know, make mistakes, and if somebody systematically causes pain and harm to others, that is not a mistake. That person is fucked up, and you can say it's the result of childhood. It is not. Most of the people that are involved, and once you, like I say, once you know, once you see what people are, the innocent people, these are people, most of them, that have had cushy upbringings, okay, that have had no hardship, apparently. I would say it's hardship not having a soul and not connected to the Creator, but that's another thing. But creators that have not been abused emotionally, physically, sexually, that are in charge of this program, that are in charge of causing pain to others because they get a pleasure out of it, they get a kick out of it. They are not human. Their soul is not connected to the Creator. Is that correct, family? They're not part of humanity. There's another craft. Oh. And it's slowed down as well. Okay. Oh, it's quite high in the skyline. Oh, thank you, family. I want more. I joke. I don't joke. I do want more. Craft flying. Just to prove my point. Okay, I'll go back. Okay, most of the people involved have had very cushy lives that want to destroy humanity. Have had very cushy lives that have not had to struggle to find out, or sort of like worry or stress when their next meal is coming from. This is not the creature beasts are not, and sex offenders, most sex offenders, and I've worked a little bit about myself many years ago, 30 years ago. I worked as a counsellor, okay, a rape counsellor. Didn't intend to do it, I sort of fell into it. Is that correct, family? Okay. And to where I am now, there's another craft flying near the... Anyway, I'll stop doing that, I'm getting obsessed now. Okay, and that led on to sort of like other work. Like I say, I don't believe that I'm lucky enough that in my life I've sort of like been surrounded by men, or I've known men that have really good men. Like I said, my uncle, who was a wrestler, and in 90, that was 50 years ago. Do you know when you see these videos of guys doing hair, the children's hair, he did hair, combed hair, and the image of Rastafarians, especially in the UK, is that the dirty and the drugs and the violent and the womanisers, and he was nothing but love. That's when I think of him. I sort of like I said, I judge men based on him. Okay, so this black guy that had the public image of Rastafarians and black men just generally, okay, really bad rap. And the second guy, I was in foster care when I was about 2, 3, don't know how long for, and it was an Asian guy. One of the families that I sort of was with foster care briefly was an Asian family. I can remember the father, and even though I was a child, I think I was like 2 or 3, but I knew that he loved me. I knew that he felt maternal towards me. I wasn't his kid, I wasn't his child for agnificy, but I knew and I felt his protection, and I knew that he cared about me. Is that correct, family? In fact, more than the mother did at first, but I knew that he was very protective of me and liked me, and very he was a gentle, loving being. Okay, if you go in the UK, I don't know if he was a Muslim, I don't know if he was, I don't know if he was Sikh, I don't know, I was too young. Okay, folks, so I've had a very positive image, ex-boyfriends I've had, like I said, Wayne, who flew the craft. I wish to do it again, just one more time, but slowly, and if you could stop, it'd be great. But anyway, I knew in my life I had some very positive male friends I've had, very positive. I have some bastards as well, like I say, Dave Lane Malley and the child molester now. But generally male friends that I've had have been good men. Okay, so when I worked at Wake Crisis, and then I received, there was two incidents that changed me regarding how men can be affected by rape and sexual abuse. Okay, one that was being abused himself by females, okay, and one that was his daughter had been raped. Very heavy subject, put trigger warning. And he sort of phoned in to the Rape Crisis Centre and said, you know, what do I do? How do I help my daughter? And my heart went out to him. Can you imagine a father making that call to a helpline and trying to just anything to help his daughter, and bypassing the urge to hunt down the beast and beat it to a pulp? Okay, and ringing this helpline. So my feelings regarding males have never been, I don't see all men as bastards or predators or shitheads or whatever the term is. All men are bastards and all men are this. I don't have that in my thought process. It is when I think of men. So when I in this situation, when I've got counsellors, or you've got fucking senior police officers, where you've got doctors, you've got medical professionals, male and females, when you've got the dregs of society covering up for a convicted rapist. And do you know how hard it is for somebody that's been accused of rape to be convicted of rape? Really difficult. It is really, really difficult. And for that person to, after he's served his sentence, to stalk somebody is part of a snuff fantasy. And people, and professional people, and people, you know, that are liberal in their thinking, and you wouldn't even think it, to be part of this and to be part of protecting him and openly say this, you know, he's one of us. At the very first started when I was being targeted, I'm not being targeted because of this. Okay, I'm being targeted because they're protecting a white convicted rapist who stalked me for years, and I was part of his snuff fantasy. And the reason he stalked me because I was convenient, I was his fucking neighbour, and he was hunting for a victim, him and his female partner. And to know that, that's why I call them creature beasts. That's why I can say fucking insectoid, Bennett. That's why I can name, I want to name all the companies. That's why I say, and this is why their behaviour is not normal. Okay, they are not part of humanity. And when I was first in contact with my family, before they made themselves visible, they said, they're not human beings, they are not human. So this has evolved. So I'm not coming here as I hate men. I think all men are bastards, or all men are rapists, or all men are this, or all men can't control themselves. It's the reverse, because I've had the experience that this is not all men. Okay? I don't know why I got on to this point. But like I say, yeah, my being, the way I am, is not, was based on my hatred for these creature beasts, and why I call them creature beasts. That's why fucking consultants, female, white, middle class consultants could be part of this. Fucking Asian men could be part of this. As black guys are part of this. How many, look at my post, here the audio, how many times call me monkey and nigger are a part of this. Look at Simon Foster, study Simon Foster and who he is, and his policies and his initiatives and blah blah blah. And it's all a load of shit. And this is sort of like cultivated in sort of my family being involved. My family was going to be involved anyway with me. And my sort of like waking up, thinking, oh fucking hell. You know, when they say that they've got the initiative to sort of like help women, oh, there's another crap flying. What's making itself visible? Maybe it flies. A bit consciousness circle. Okay, so I'm not coming at this from initially hating men. I still don't hate men. I still don't hate. Okay, I've got a thing about housing managers. I've never met a decent one yet. I just have the basic, just the basic of you, just the basic humanity in them. I've yet to meet one yet. But I know with police officers, sort of the jobs I've had, sort of 1990s, socialise with police officers, not give a shit, don't care. There's no sort of reaction, I don't react. But I know with senior police officers, they will promote sex offenders, they will promote, this is their thing now, and this is happening worldwide. To various subjects, to various groups. Like I say, they will target various groups to instill fear and anxiety around the earth. So if your country has a thing about fuel, there's a fuel crisis, and there's always been a fuel crisis wherever you are in your country, that is the thing that they will target, to increase anxiety, to increase the fear in the groups of people. Are never constantly anxious about how they're going to heat their homes, how they're going to cook food, etc., etc. If you're worried constantly about the basics of life, this is what, and this is coming from people, inverted commas, they've got entity attachments. Like I say, this is a program, a system that's been in place by beings, by humans, by beings that are non-humans masquerading as humans. They have to pretend to be human. They have to pretend that they're doing this. They're making the inflation increases. They're making the cost of living is going up. They have to say, we have to do this. You know, they have to say that there is. Can't think of the words. They have to say that there is. The resources are scarce. The housing is scarce. Everything is scarce. So we fight against each other. We fight against the silence. We fight against people that we believe that they've been told. They tell us that are taking these resources. So the refugees, the asylum seekers, and they will put them in place. No matter where you are, like I think in New York, there's a big thing at the moment with refugees sleeping on the streets. Do you not think the politicians have put them in place, knew this would happen? In the UK, we've got the same thing, putting refugees and then the mainly young men in hotels and in areas that are deprived anyway, and they're purposely being deprived over the years, and they've shoved them in. Do you not think that this is planned? And they say to the locals, all the kids, you know, we're shoving them in the schools because, you know, there's no spaces, and, you know, we haven't got the resources to do X, Y and Z, to build new doctor surgeries because of the influx. Do you not think that this is all what's happening in the world now is being orchestrated? And like I said previously, they know if delivery men, delivery women, local counsellors, the dregs, the local sex offenders, the local racists know they've got entity attachments, and their fucking hell, and their reason for having entity attachments and not being fearful and not thinking, oh the fucking hell, what have I done? Is all that MP has got it, all that prime minister's got an entity attachment, all that pop star's got an entity attachment. This is what I mean. And they will try to, so people don't fight it. People generally accept what is happening to them. They will use whatever targeting tactics that will work. So they will apply it to the drug society. We're saying, well, so and so's got an entity attachment. So you have a bit of money, get some booze, be all right. To the politicians, they'll say, this is how it's always been. This is how the world has ran. There's no religion, there is no God, there's no comeback, so you can do this, and you do what we say. You will notice there's another craft. I want that, okay, I'm having a little tense tantrum. I wanted it to be so clear that there was no mistaking that it was a craft flying. So you see the outline of a craft. Maybe I didn't make myself clear previously. I wanted you to see the outline of a craft. And I wanted a cheeky fucking cow I am. Yeah, but I wanted you to see the outline of a craft, and I wanted to see the panels of light of the window. But I'm fine. Go back to another post. Okay. Maybe soon, eh, family? Maybe soon, eh, family? I'm going to take that as a guess. Okay, so they will use whatever talk, whatever persuasive tactics, depending on who you are, where you are in the world. So you don't fight the entities. You will do the most inhumane acts and distance yourself from the creator if you are human, because it's part of the system. Yeah, That's their thinking. And everybody's got demons on them, haven't they? Apparently, according to them. And there's no God, so there's no comeback. And like I said previously, part of me keeps going on about there is a creator, there is higher beings, is to head fuck them and to let them know that there is God. And the reason why this will never come out, or it will come out, but it'll be their controlling with their bullshit, like it's the previous bullshits about UFO and the spiritual community and the awakened community, because they don't want people to connect with their clan, so they will create bullshit either to scare people or to control people. Says, oh yes, these are the ones. And like I've said, I'm going to go back, I'm going to end with this as well. There are so many different entities out there. There are positive and negative. Are leaders, the people who are really controlling Earth in this civilization, have always worked with the negative entities, the negative demons, the parasites, the greys, etc. They are not in the best interest of mankind. And because they can't stop, because our creators are more powerful than them, and because Earth is surrounded by our creators, so this previously, they can't stop what's happening. So they will put up, there's another craft flying. Does that mean wishful thinking? Okay. They can't stop what is happening. This was bound to happen. This is the life cycle. The energetic frequency of Earth is a cycle. This time was coming. They knew this time was coming, so that's why shit show's in place now. I think that's the point I wanted to make, and they've always worked. Okay, I don't know how many political leaders have known this in the future and know it now. Every political leader will know that there are entities, that there are beings in place, positive and negative, positive and negative, parasitic and non-parasitic, and depending who they are, depending on how brave they are, how connected they are to their clan, is if they go with it or not, if they continue with the way Earth has been run previously, or they break out of the cycle and try to sort of warn humanity and try to sort of like do as much as they can without saying, oh, we're fucking run by aliens and the demons and trying to take over humanity and control humanity. They will never say that because they don't want to cause a panic or look stupid. But world leaders know this. Every world leader on Earth now knows this. If they've got delivery people, if you've got the dregs, if you've got the pissheads in this small area of the world that knows they've got entity attachments, trust me, world leaders know this. Media knows this. No matter where you are in the world, know this. And it depending on the integrity and the character of your world leader, of your religious institution, of your local MP, of your family member, if they are connected to the creator, on their reaction. They don't care about your life. There's other crap, I'm sure there is. They don't give a shit about your life. Okay? In the past, they've not given a shit about your well-being, your family's well-being, the well-being of your children. They've just followed a program that's been dictated to them by the parasitic entities. Now it's all changing, and they're trying to stop that change, just trying to stop you evolving and becoming what we are meant to be. Stop us connecting to the creator. The creators, I should say. And all you've got to do is look at your local sadists in the world. Okay, I'm going now. I'm sure there's quite a few out. Okay, consciousness circles, brighter than others. I'm trying to think I could pick any more up on film. So I hope that's clear. I might, about the overlays, when I talk about overlays, when I talk about demons, when I talk about the creators, and they are positive beings. I'm going to end with this one. Okay, there are positive beings. This is not. Let me just go back. There we go. Okay. Thank you, family. I'll go back. This is not just what. This is not the only thing happening. A black woman talking to consciousness circles and crafts flying past. It's not the only thing, trust me, that's happening in the world. They are humans that were born and knew that knew from the moment they were born and are very aware, that have been put in place in every religious institution, in every government building, that are counterbalancing the actions of our MPs, of the parasitic MPs, and what they're trying to do. Is that correct, family? And like I said previously, there could be beings at work that just joined your work, just normally human beings, and just because of their energy, they're neutralising, one for a better word, the effects of the co-worker that's a knob, the co-worker that's a fucking psychopath, that's a sadist. Okay, there's so many different things happening around the earth now, happening off earth as well, that this is just a tiny part of it. This is just what's happening here. Me reporting this is just a tiny part of it. Like I say, our curators have won. And instead of coming down and sort of like saying, blah, 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 this is what's happening, because they knew that it would cause a mass panic. So with people like me reporting in this, and you'll sort of see, and the parasitic beings will report, oh yes, there's a UFO existing, because they have to. They're trying to get their story out first, but it's sort of like awareness. And each time they do something that is so inhumane, in the purpose of causing us pain as person that's as people that are connected to each other by a heart chakra, as much as they murder a black man, as much as they rape and murder women in Canada, as much as they police officers, senior police officers, let and advertise the fact that they've got senior police officers with firearms training that are raping and murdering all sexual deviants, and they're advertising the fact. They're not saying it to say that this is what we're doing. They're advertising it. Okay, each time you hear a celebrity sex scandal, they're doing it to advertise that we as humans will get stronger. They're doing it to cause fatigue, to cause emotional and spiritual fatigue. That will not happen. Okay, you'll find out, all it'll do is you'll find out who's the human on this earth and who's not. I'm going to end with that Letby, the child murderer. Okay, it's so horrific, her fucking crimes that murder so many innocent, premature babies. Okay, and look at her, she looks so normal, she looks so unlike, in inverted commas, what a serial killer is. Okay, that story will go on and on forever, like these documentaries about serial killers. I've watched a few myself. Not all of them actually, because I know, you will know in sense, you will sense it's not doing it. These crime reporters are not doing it as information, as informative journalism. Some of them are doing it to head fuck humanity, head fuck the humans. Okay, but the Letby one, okay, you will see people defending her who know that she's guilty. Okay, even before she was arrested, people, senior managers, were defending her, fully aware that she was responsible for murdering babies. They just knew. And I want you to look what these people look like. Okay, Reese, just naming one, old white woman, respectable, middle class, fully aware of what she was doing, couldn't give a shit. Couldn't give a flying shit. Okay, fully aware that she was murdering infants. And this is what's going to happen. They put these entities in place, and you will find people that you will know in yourself. Instead of it breaking you as a human and being horrified and the shock of it. And how could they let this happen? You will get angry, like I'm angry. You will realise just how much and just how sick these entities are, and it's caused pain, as much pain, not just to the families. Fucking hell, can you imagine? It's mind-boggling. Okay, as a parent, it's mind-boggling, but as a society, as a culture, as a human being, to know people that are fully aware of what was happening and letting it happen. And this is our time where you will know what people are. People will show you for what they really are, and once you get over the shock, you will hate them. There will be no, I've forgiven them. I must have had a horrible childhood, I must have done this and I must have done that. You will know that they are not human. They have no human soul. Okay? They get often causing pain and as much suffering to humanity as possible. Humans don't behave like that. Humans are not sex offenders. Humans do not cover for people that behave in such an atrocious manner. Inhumane manner. Humans do not do that. We, as a species, animals don't do that, for fuck's sake. And we are supposed to be more civilised than them. But I'm off now, yeah. So, like I say, big distinction. You will know. You will know just by the actions of others. And it's not just her, like I was saying. It's not just let be. Can't wait till she fucking dies, man. Torture to fuck. Isn't that right, family? And hope this gets back to where she'll be tortured to fuck. You think our family, you think the Creator will let that go? If they can't let people that are responsible for colonialism and slavery and sex offenders, not going to let a child fucking murderer, a serial murderer, die and for her not to suffer. And yes, it has got entity attachments to it. It's not human. But I want you to see, like I say about Foster, when I name these creatures evolved by Tarkin, I want you to look. They don't look like demons. They can play the victim very, very well. And like I said, with the ex-Prime Minister that we'd never elected, Johnson, not just him, look at the people around them. People are going to show you who they are now. Inverted commas. People are going to show you who they are and trust them. And most of them have not had troubled. Most people that I've met in my work and in my personal life that have had abusive or troubled or hard background are more empathetic than people that haven't. literally, and the psychiatrist and the psychologist will tell you different, and they are part of this program. They are part of the system. And like I say, with the Cunt Kennedy, when I'm going about her, and she's a psychologist, it's completely different. And just because somebody says that they will put themselves, these creatures will put themselves in positions where they can control others, where they can do their sadist acts in full view of people, and target the most vulnerable and hide behind their job titles. Okay, I'm getting cramp. Thank you, family. Thank you, Wayne. Okay, next time I might go on to talk a bit about who Wayne was, ex-boyfriend. And when he died, when he passed, we weren't together as a couple. In fact, he'd moved on, got a new girlfriend, had a baby. But I don't fall out, I don't have many boyfriends, but there's two of them that's turned out to be fucking sexual deviants. Okay, I'm going to let that slide and pretend they didn't exist. But I've not had many boyfriends or lovers in the past. That's to do with the energy. Yes, as well. So I will go on to that, the reason why, and the reason why I'm not a celebrity type, celebrity obsessed. And how even before all this started, I didn't know that I could read people, because that's not part of my personality. Like I say, I was never judgy of people before. Now I just a fuck out them, but you know what I mean? Before I was never judgy. I was never judgy of people. Like I say, I'm not hate-filled. I don't need to think, oh, somebody's gay, or I'm not, and that makes me better than them. There's never something like that. Or they're Asian, so that makes me better. I was never, that was not in my thought process, even pissheads. Because the jobs I've had, I've never been a judgmental person until now. Because I see what some of these fuckers are like. Even with sex offenders, when I've worked with sex offenders in the past, I don't know how, I'm trying to think now how I thought about them. Do you know you have to cross the T's and dot the I's with sex offenders, literally, when you work with them? Is that so? Well, I did, and everybody sort of like, the jobs I've had, you just do your job. I worked in a hostel with homeless people, part of the job. Quite a few sex offenders in there. And you're not friendly towards them, but you don't sort of you don't give them any cause to make a complaint, because they will. Like I say, if they can act the victim, they will act the victim. If they know their confidentiality and what their history is being known to others, and it could be just by the change of your attitude, they will make a complaint about their human rights are being invaded and confidentiality is being broken. So I don't know what. So when I've worked with them in the past, I've been very professional. I've been very, you wouldn't know unless you see me with other residents of the hostel, where probably I was a lot more friendly, a lot more sort of chatty. Just chat bullshit, as you do to people, just generally. But with sex offenders, we're very straight and very sort of like, not jovial, but professional in my handling and my dealings. So even people around, other residents, wouldn't know that I disliked them. And it's only now, since being targeted, and I know, and my contact with my family, I know just how fucking unhuman these beasts are. They're generally unhuman. Okay? And this is me that was and I used to say with sex offenders and child murderers, just let the families get to them. And if it was mine, I'd fucking kick the shit out of them. I'd beat them until I couldn't beat them no more. Have a little rest, get a fag, have a drink, and just continue beating them to death. In my head, of course, I wouldn't do it in my head. But I didn't know how much my attitude has changed and how that change has been influenced, because I know that they are not human, they are not part of humanity, and I know how devious that they could be, and that no human, if you're connected to the Creator, if you're a racist, okay, try not to be a racist, but you're a racist, or you're a nationalist, or whatever you want to call yourself. If you want to guarantee yourself to have that connection with the Creator, just switch your hatred to sex offenders. Literally, just switch your hatred. If you have to hate something, if you have to feel superior to something, just switch it. Because like you'll be on the same energetic field as our creators. Literally, we'd be on the same field, and I didn't know the extent of this until I started targeting. I was starting to talk to my family, especially in the beginning, and they were saying, no human would be a part of this, and the organisations that are involved, nobody, no matter if your boss says X, Y or Z, would be a part of this. And it's only because they're in a bigger group and they say, well, my part is only quite small, and I've only done this, I've only done that. And now they've all got entity attachments, demons attached, because it's not human, it's not part of humanity. Okay, I'm going there. So I'm going to go on next time. I hope that's clear about the entities, that we are energetic beings as human beings. They are energetic beings. Greys, insectoids, demons, not so sure demons, but are definitely insectoids, definitely greys. They are physical forms that are somewhere else, and their hatred towards humanity is based on the fight, on the hatred towards our Creator of humanity. And this battle's been going on for eons, and as humans as now, I've just been caught up in it. And the only way they can get to us now is through other humans that have got no connection to the Creator, working through them. Sadists, sex offenders, etc., child murderers. And that's caused as much pain and suffering on earth as possible. Okay, I'm going out. Literally, I can't feel my leg. Thank you, family. Thank you, Wayne. Sorry for swearing. Not sorry for swearing, but you know what I mean. Sorry for swearing loudly, out loud. I'm quite respectful, folks. But like I said, once you connect with your family, you know that they're gonna love you. I probably want to get up there, get licked in the back of the head, neck back, but a few times for my behaviour and attitude. But they know I am very respectful of them. Not quite, very respectful. Am I swearing? I think it's just the way I am now. I've reached an age. So many things going off. I'm swearing at a natural release. Anyway, so folks, for now, and again, thank you, family. Okay, for now, folks, bye.